Tuesday was the special election in Alabama. It was between, well, it was for the U.S. Senate. It was between incumbent Republican nominee Roy Moore and Democratic nominee Doug Jones. Now, it was surprising to see this, but in a surprising upset, Doug Jones won. Down goes Roy Moore! Down goes Roy Moore! Down goes Roy Moore! I'm imitating Cenk Uygur, okay? Cenk Uygur for the Young Turks. But aside from that, this was historic for numerous reasons. One, for instance, is the fact that for the first time, the deep red state of Alabama has now become blue, for the most part. It's been 27 years, so we're talking about 1990, that a Democrat was elected to a special seat in the country from Alabama. So, you got that basic going down there. Now, I'm from Wisconsin, so, I had no role in that in voting whatsoever. Now, let's take a look at these two in the past. You have Roy Moore, who, his record is very checkered. He has at least 8 counts of child molestation. Now, these are women who they claim to have been molested as they were teenagers, the youngest being 14. Keep in mind that the age of consent in Alabama is 16. That is child molestation right there. Unfortunately, they couldn't prosecute because Roy Moore would just throw out the cases because he was Supreme Court Justice at the time. He has been kicked out of there twice. And it was different from the reasons I just said. He was kicked out of the Supreme Court because he tried to put in the Ten Commandments in a federal building. He did not. It's not that he didn't know about the separation of church and state. Being a former Catholic, I should know. But he didn't care. He was just basically giving them the middle fingers, saying, "Look, I'm the candidate. Look, I'm Supreme Court Justice. I make the rules." Supreme Court said, "No. Goodbye." So not only does he fail to acknowledge the separation of church and state, he has also been considered a child pedophile, a sexual pedophile. Multiple counts of sexual misconduct on hand. And this loaf of bread is good, but it is also eating up his past and making things worse for him coming down the road up to 2017. Now, it was kind of strange because President Trump had backed up Luther Strange, and when he lost to Roy Moore, Trump backed up Roy Moore because he wanted the votes for his disastrous tax reform, which is going to cut cut taxes for the top 1% because they want more fuel for their private jets, which I think is quite bullshit. I watch a lot of the Young Turks. Call me a libtard if you want. I don't care. It just poses that you have no argument. Now, Doug Jones, on the other hand, his past has been rather tiny. But the tiny part of it has grown a bit more creative when you think about what he did. He prosecuted two white supremacists, probably members of the Ku Klux Klan, who destroyed a historic black church and killed 4 little girls inside. Think about that for a minute. This is racism. For those who don't think this is racism, you are an idiot. Now, it was kind of historic. And it's not going to end anytime soon because Roy Moore, after losing the election, said that he wants a recount. He is not satisfied. He does not want to concede to this election until he has the votes needed. Now the problem is pretty big. The special rules in Alabama concerning the election is that the point difference for a recount to be considered is quite minimal. Now, by that, the maximum for a recount to be rather mandatory would be 0.5%. From what I heard, Doug Jones got 49.7%, and Roy Moore got... Yeah, Doug Jones got 49.7%. Roy Moore got 48.2%. That is 1.5. This isn't 0.5 points. So he's going to lose this argument, but he's going like a sore loser. He's going to say, "I won. No, no. I know who won. It's me. It's me. It's me." And this is like Trump. Trump, to his credit, said that he congratulates Doug Jones on winning the election, but the Republicans are going to take back Washington in November. It never ends. Now, what Trump should be worried about is his own little criminal problem. Why? He has Robert Mueller breathing down his neck, and at some point in time, the Senate and the House can invoke the 25th Amendment to kick both of them out. Well, actually kick Trump out and put Mike Pence in there. Now think about it. Do we really want more of this nonsense going on in Washington? Because Roy Moore is no more. Doug Jones, welcome to DC.